Yom Tov. It's Tuesday. And you know how I know that? Because yesterday was Monday. And I did intend talking to you yesterday, like this, what Daphne calls my Monday motivationals. Well, now it's just Tuesday talk, I think, or whatever it is that I've got planned in this head of mine. Anyway, I want to know how all of you are. I hope you're all keeping okay, keeping well and healthy as much as any of us can be in these days with the unmentionable, you know, being around and keep coming back and coming back. I've noticed that we've got some new Haveners, so I'd like to welcome you to the Haven. We are a very, very friendly bunch of people. We're a family, and you know, I think we initially came together because, you know, I didn't want anybody to ever feel alone, and that was the whole point, I think, of the Haven, to give a home to people, someone or people. I'll get my words out right. I never get it out in one go. I wanted to make a home so that people would have somewhere to come and they could make friends and we could be a family and we could just talk about things, and, you know, we never ever argue. There's never a wrong word in here. Everybody is super friendly. They're so supportive. And, you know, I have been so lucky. So very, very lucky. I can't emphasize that word enough. In the friends and family that I have in this Haven. And never have I needed it more. I've been away back and forth so much over this past few months, and I'm going to be honest with you, there have been times when I've been so low it almost felt as if my head was touching the floor, because last year, 2021, was not a good year. What with my brother dying and then me finding out that I have cancer, which literally just blew me away. Because, no, it was lymphedema. I wasn't going to be persuaded it was anything else. And I'd find out that it's inflammatory breast cancer and it's rare. And I thought, do you know, I never do anything by halves. And my friends were saying exactly the same thing. You never do anything by halves, do you? You've always got to go that extra step. And this is an extra step I could have done without, to be honest with you. And as you all know, I've lost two very close friends to cancer. My friend Sue's has been 5.5 years. My friend Loraine has been gone, be 2 years, the end of this July. Crazy. But I never thought it would be me to have that. I thought I was going to live at least till my 80s and drive my children crazy if they're not crazy enough. That the way that I've driven them. Poor souls, they want a medal each, big as a frying pan. And before, when I knew people with cancer, and I always felt for them, and I used to think it was so unfair. And I used to think, you know, there are some rotters out there, real, I'm going to say it, real bastards out there who never seem to ail a thing, who go around hurting people with no thought for anybody else's feelings or how they treat them or anything like that. They never ill a thing. Nothing seems to hit them. And they always seem to fall in crap and coming up smelling of roses. And I always just think, oh God, that's so unfair to these poor people. But that's where I sort of like shut the door. Now I've got cancer and I've got a time limit. I'm like, oh. And I've got to share something with you. And it's really strange and I don't quite know what to make of it. But it was last Monday, when I was at the hospital. And he told me that it was anything from 18 months as of now to 2 to 3 years. Well, of course, I'm saying to him, well, what, I'm going to fight for more. And he just smiled. And he said, well, like I said, it's 18 months to 2, maybe 3 years. So I said, okay, fine. That's fine. Came out of seeing him. And the kids had come with us, but they couldn't come into consulting because you're only allowed one person in there with you. And I said, oh, come on, let's go home. I'm tired. And, stupid man, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I was having that kind of attitude. And for months this isn't really happening to me. It's like I can hear myself talking about it, but it doesn't feel real. And it was weird. I was going through periods of having tears and crying and, saying that I didn't want to die. And hoping that, say, within the next year or two, they might come up with some new drugs or a new technology that will help. So we've always got to keep our options open, don't we? But if they don't, and I was just sitting thinking, if they don't, and that he did say that they could offer me another drug to go on top of the letrozole, but they couldn't give it to me at the moment, it would be too dangerous. And it's all about stripping the blood cells. It would attack my white blood cells or something like that. But later on in the journey, that's when they think I'll have these extra drugs. But definitely no chemo, because my immune system apparently couldn't handle it. So that's off the table, absolutely off the table. But I was sitting on Monday night and trying to remember everything that he'd said to me, and I kept having to say to my husband, did he say this, or what did he say again? And he was reminding me of different things that had been said. And then I said to him, he did give me a time frame, didn't he? And he went, yes, unfortunately he did. And it was the time frame I've told you about. And then it was like someone had forced me to swallow this solid, heavy block of ice. And it sat lying on my stomach, in my stomach. And all of a sudden, I felt the tears coming. And I felt so afraid. Right in that moment, It was like it's the first time in my life I've known true fear. Now, don't get me wrong, the one person in my life that I was absolutely terrified of was my own mother. And I still have nightmares about her even now. And the things that she did to me and allowed to happen to me. I know people say, well, it's been 50 years, between 50, like 40, 50 years. You know, you've got to forgive and forget. You've got to move on, and you know, and you've got a lovely life now, and don't let old memories ruin you. But I've found that the people who say that are the people who have really good parents and have had a really wonderful childhood, and it's easy for them to say move on. But until you go through it, it's not that easy. Anyway, I was sitting here in the kitchen, where I practically always am, and it dawned on me with this solid block of ice in my stomach. And I thought, I'm going to die. I am actually going to die. And for that moment, I felt so afraid. And I have to make it very clear, I'm not afraid of death, because I firmly believe there is an afterlife. And I know I won't be seeing my mother over there, that's for sure. But I know there is an afterlife. I know that I'll be doing my own judgment when I do my life review and I go through, you know, all the things that I've said that have hurt people, all the things I've done that have hurt people, and how they felt. And I have to feel everything they felt. And, you know, I don't believe that God judges everybody. I believe God loves everybody. But if you need to learn a lesson, then by showing you your shortcomings, you know, it's to help you not make mistakes again. And at least that's what I've tried to learn in this life. And I don't always make it, you know. I really don't. And on Monday, my brother Bobby's wife died. I didn't know. I mean, I knew she'd been in hospital because she fell out of bed and broke her hip. But I thought our daughters were taking her home and looking after her there with, you know, care workers going in to help and this sort of thing. They put her in a care home, which is a hotbed for COVID. And that's what she died of, COVID pneumonia, which in the end is what polished my brother off, because for all he had cancer and literally weeks to live. I mean, the minute it was found, it was stage 4. But he caught COVID from 2 guys who'd been admitted, so he didn't have a chance. But my sister-in-law was put in a care home. Now, one of the daughters doesn't work. She could have had her mother in a home, you know. She could have found a way to look after our own mum. And I must admit, I sort of left my mouth go a bit, so I'm not welcome at the funeral. But it's okay. I know that she's in heaven. She's with my brother Bobby. And they were married for 47 years. And they truly loved each other. And they had a son called Michael who had Down syndrome. He died 10, 11 years ago. And Andy found him dead in bed. My sister-in-law's name was Andione. We called her Andy for short. And found Michael dead in bed. He just died. So obviously she was never the same after that. And then finding out about my brother, I think this past year she's been so unhappy and so miserable. She's just wanted to be with both of them. And now she is. And I know she'll rest in peace. She'll be fine. She's with her 2 boys. You know, her husband and her son. And I hope they have a great time up there. I really do. I feel sorry for Bobby and Andy's daughters. What a pair. And they're not young, they're in their 40s. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, I know as long as I behave, my kids won't put me in a care home. I think they'll just provide a couple of black bags and stick me in the back garden. And that's if I'm lucky. So what do you think of those beans? Pepsi. Love Pepsi. Pepsi Max. Absolutely love that stuff. The other thing that I wanted to tell you was that the comments you guys gave me after last week's video, you had me crying. I don't know what I've done to deserve such kindness. I honestly don't. And I'm so very humbled. People have been just so kind to me. I wish I could do something. Pardon me, oh God, there's that Pepsi. I'm going to be very nice, burping all the way through a video. Oops, there I go. So I wanted to thank you for all those lovely comments. They really touch my heart and they mean so much. And you help keep me going. You know, I've got my children, my husband, I've got my youngest sister and her family. And I've got you guys. I've got so much to live for. Too much, you know, but no, so much, that's the right way. Sorry, I get confused, and of course then I end up feeling so worn out and so tired, and then I watch the video back just to think, oh God, what did I say? And half the time it's rubbish, because I'm sure I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. At least I try and make it make sense. But the other thing which struck me as strange was being thanked for talking about Ukraine. Now, Here's the thing. I think what we're looking at here is a real David and Goliath situation. I'm very pleased to tell you that the Queen and Prince Charles are going to be offering homes and work jobs to people from the Ukraine. The Queen has, I don't know how many, but she's created, we're being told, several, but I don't know, I can't think of the word I want to say, but substantial amount of jobs for Ukrainian people who want to come over to the UK to get away from the war, to get some peace, try and live a normal life. And at the meantime, Prince Charles has got a large property that he's going to make available to refugees from Ukraine. So I thought that was wonderful. I thought that was a wonderful gesture. And, you know, when you want to offer a refugee a home, they obviously want their own room or set of rooms. They want their own bathroom. They might want their own kitchen and things like that. I can't offer anybody that. And, oh God, it just makes you feel frustrated. But like I said, I was talking about giving to charity last week. Be very, very careful what charities you give to. I told you about the two I'm giving to, a Jewish charity, but it also takes care of non-Jews. I want to stress that. It isn't just about Jewish people. It's about non-Jewish people as well. And then there's another one whose name escapes me at the moment, but it is a proper one, it's a real one, and all the proceeds go to Ukrainian people. They ask for things like toiletries and baby clothes and nappies and things like that, like proper solid goods, but they also need cash. So, you know, they can buy themselves clothes if they've literally come over here with the clothes on their back. They're obviously going to need clothes. Well, there's loads of charities are setting up tons of clothes for people, and they're all going to get it for free. All of it's free. Nobody is charging them a penny. And I do believe Britain's doing their bit. I know we've sent them weaponry, and I know we've sent medical care, and we've also sent food. I know that much. I think there might be more, but I can't remember right now. Now, the other thing I was reading about, which, again, I thought was a bit strange, was they're talking about Putin having roid rage. And it's got something to do with the steroids he's taking to beef himself up. And it's like his face has gone very fat, and his neck's gone very fat. And apparently he will go into these rages. So they're talking about him having this roid rage, which is sort of fueling him to want to literally just beat Ukraine into the ground. And he's got this fixation on just levelling the land. He wants that part of, you know, what used to be part of Russia. He wants it back. Because the bottom line is, he wants to be a new Tsar of all the Russias. And, you know, the thing is, that sort of thing happened in the 12th and 13th century and was happening again in the 17th century. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Putin, but it's now the 21st century, and you're nothing short of a despot. You're a tyrant, and you are a war criminal. And if I was on the jury, oh, sorry, that's just my phone. It's one of these little dingling things that goes off every now and again. If I was on the jury for war crimes, you probably think I'm being very harsh and saying, well, you know, capital punishment is wrong, but I'm sorry, I'm old school. You know, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I heard in the news this week, now, whether or not this is true, I don't know, but it was reported that he had bombed a maternity hospital. New mothers, newborn babies. What kind of a man is that? He's not a real man that he can attack innocent mothers and their new babies. He's attacked a packed theatre that was used as a shelter. So he's been bombing the hell out of that. Apparently he's kidnapped the mayor of Mariupol, I think they call it. Oh, and by the way, please forgive me for getting the president of Ukraine's name wrong. It is Volodymyr Zelensky, and I think he is a wonderful man. I think he's got a very beautiful wife. She seems to be carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders right now, because there's been so many assassination attempts, apparently, and, you know, Putin's made it very clear that he wants Zelensky, his wife, and their children. The man is evil. And what gets me is I can't put anything about the Ukraine into the title of this video because it'll get taken down. And I'm thinking, what's happened to YouTube? They let people have videos who are talking about shooting guns and going out hunting and things like that. People killing animals and sort of religious rituals and blood all over the place, and yet he won't allow any of us to talk about how we feel about the Ukraine. Oh, and of course, if anybody criticises Harry and Meghan, now they're taking people's YouTube channels away. And that is not an exaggeration. They've shut down the Twitter accounts of 3 of the people I used to watch. One of them has lost her YouTube channel. She was befriended by a so-called journalist from BuzzFeed. This woman called Ellie Hall pretended to be our friend, got her to talk and said it's all off the record and all this sort of thing. We're just 2 friends having a chat. So this lady's channel was called Yankee Wally. Well, the lady's name is Sadie. She's 65. She is a pensioner in ill health. And this was just a hobby to her. And she got such a shock when she found out that she'd been hoodwinked, that she had, she ended up in hospital. I'm not sure if she had a stroke or something like that, but it's absolutely terrible. The things people will do because they think they can get a great story. Not funny. And a lot of these people are paid by the miserable twosome. Harry's not going to his grandfather's memorial, but him and the witch he's married to are going to the Oscars, apparently, from what I read, and they're going to be presenting Best Picture. So I won't be watching the Oscars. I am nosy. I will want to see what kind of dress she's going to wear, and see what she does to it. I don't know if you saw the red dress that she wore to that veterans occasion, but she was totally, totally inappropriately dressed for an occasion such as that. She just looked, and you could see the fake tan all over her because there was the strap lines from her clothes. She's trying to, sometimes I just think she's trying to make herself look more black to suit the situation that she's in. Other times she's pale skinned, and other times she's bordering on being, you know, much darker skinned. And I don't understand the woman. You know, when she was in Suits, she was down as Caucasian. She put that on her actor's card. I'm Caucasian. So, anyway, forgot to look at the clock again. So, I'm going to finish up now. But I did say last week I was going to show you the glassware that I bought for Loraine. Now, as you know, it took a while, but I eventually got it back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on to it for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to send it to my friend Jan, because she's going to be the last one standing. I mean, Jan's about 7 years older than me, I think. And, I mean, Loraine went and she was 58, I think. And then I'll be going whenever I'm going. Don't worry, I told you, I'm going to be fighting this thing. I'm just going to laugh at it in the face and dare it to come and take me. You know, I'll say when I'm ready. I know they say that when they come to cut the silver cord, then that's it, you know, when your time's up, it's up. But I don't see any harm in me laughing at death in the face and saying, not just now, I'm having a cup of tea first, and I think I'll have a party first. So come back in X amount of years, and we'll talk about it then. I think that's a perfectly good deal to have. So anyway, I'm going to show you the glassware now. I've just got to take each one out of the box. Now, like I said, it's not my particular cup of tea. It's not something I like. But each, I think each of them came with like this kind of posh spoon. Don't know if you can see, but that's the spoon there. It's got a purple rose. Don't know if you can see that. It's got a purple rose on it. And this is the cup that she used for her chamomile tea. And I'll turn it round as best as I can to show you. But as you can see, there's purple roses, and like on the bottom there, the little sort of crystal in the middle. And then, as you can see, there's a lovely butterfly. Loraine loved butterflies, absolutely loved them. And there's like a rose on the handle. So it's, I told the girls, oh, there's one of Lorraine's hairs. Oh my. There's one of her hairs on the cup. I didn't know that. Isn't that wonderful? I told her daughters, don't wash it. Don't wash either of them. Just leave them. I can still see our lip marks on them, and a few little marks from when she'd drunk from it. That's the base there. It's quite heavy actually. I don't know, you can't see it, but that's Lorraine's hair there. Wow. So I'm going to put this back in the box now. So I've shown you that one. And then, oops, sorry, knocked you off there. I think I'm still there with you. Yes, I am. And then we have, yet again, another spoon there. If it looks a bit not as pristine or what, it was because it was one of the ones used to stir our drinks with. And this is the bigger cup. It's a mug. The other one was for drinking tea, but this one was for either a water or sometimes you'd have a lager in it or something like that. But this is just a sort of a taller copy of what she had. And as you can see, there's the butterfly and the flowers underneath. And there's the roses there at the back, the handle. And there's the base. Quite a heavy base, heavy handles. And yeah, it's got marks on it from when she'd been drinking from it. And so I've been promising to show you these for months, and finally here we are. So those are Lorraine's glassware, and as I said, a few months' time I'll send them down to live with Jan. Just put this back in there. Okay guys, well, come to the end of another one. Like I said, I don't know how long I've been yakking for, but I'm sure it's more than enough for one day. So I want to thank you for listening to me, and just thank you so much for being here. I hope you don't mind. My right arm hurts me a lot, and I know you probably think this is crazy, but typing wears me out. So I try and keep things to the minimum as much as I can. My kids help me out. You know, text messages and things like that, they help me out. But I'm sorry, I'm not able, not at the moment anyway. You know, I don't, this letrozole, it's made me so, it is the only word I can use is fatigued. I feel as if I've run 10 miles. It's affecting my muscles, my joints, my hair. Well, I'm getting my hair cut next week. I thought I might go for a Jamie Lee Curtis. What do you think? Do you think that would suit me, having a Jamie Lee Curtis? I thought I might have that. Because I need help with washing my hair now. And I was just thinking it's much simpler having shorter hair. And you never know, I might put a wig on. I've got a nice silvery coloured wig, pale silver. And it's like a bob. It's like cut down to here. And you never know, I might pop that on. And you can let me know what you think. You might have a good laugh. I'll be laughing with you, trust me. But that's Monday, I believe, next Monday. I'm getting my hair cut. Boy, do I need it. Because my hair's just, it feels so dry and it snaps off. And in one sense, I think I'd rather have lost all my hair than having to go through this constant snapping of the ends and it being flat and there's no life in it. So, but that's letrozole for you, that's what it does. And sometimes there's these bouts of horrible nausea. So thank God for the cyclazine that I've got. So that improves things. Anyway, I'm not going to start yakking again because I'll be here, it'll be midnight and most of you will have gone to bed. Anyway, as I said before, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very, very much for being here. Thank you for understanding about me not commenting as much. If I can just heart each and every comment that I get, I hope it shows you it's not just a thing out of sight, out of mind. I do miss talking to you, but I'm just so tired. And I did this today because I had a little energy. So, but now I'm a little bit worn out. And I hope I sort of look halfway respectable. If Angie's watching, I'm dying to know what you think of the makeup. Tried my best. I am so out of practice. But the videos come in handy, thank you, Angie. So, I cannot tell you that I love you if I don't mean it or if I didn't feel it. I can't do that. There are so many YouTubers out there who throw out, oh, I love you all to the moon and back, but they don't sound sincere. And maybe I'm doing them a huge injustice, maybe they are, but I don't feel it. So I hope that you can feel it when I say, thank you, my friends, my friend. Whether it's a group of you together or one person, you're my friend. And in this, I hope I'm a good friend to you, or at least I'm trying to be. And I do love you. I do care about you. Obviously, there's some of you I know better than others, and that's fine. But anybody can talk to me. Anybody. Anybody at all. And if it's anybody new who hasn't spoken to me before, and if you tell me that you're new, I will do my damnedest to leave a comment for you, even if it's just to welcome you to the haven. Because this is where you are. In one big happy family. Our lovely community here on YouTube, our safe place where you're never alone. We don't allow anybody to feel alone here. This is your safe haven. Nobody will judge you. Nobody will make fun of you. Nobody will call you names. Nobody will, hear what you've got to say and then ridicule you. No, we are not like that here. And we can prove it. You can go through all the comments here and you will see nothing but love and support. Because this haven is filled with some of the most special people in the world. I can vouch for that. And all I can say is I'm an incredibly lucky woman to have found these precious people here in this haven, because they are incredibly special. And one of the things about this cancer that I hate, it's taking me away from all the people that I love. And I hate it. I hate it. But until the time comes, I'm just going to keep on going. Like I said to you before, I'm going to keep on going. Anyway, bye-bye, my darlings. I love you all, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.